This book is primarily positioned around some of the challenges and the opportunities that are occurring in the USA at this time. But I think that the message here will be applicable in wherever you may find yourself. And so, Mike, I'm going to kind of turn it over to you as we move into this next slide. If you want to kind of talk to us about the state of manufacturing.
Yeah, so thank you, David. So the book starts off with a snapshot of where are we in the United States, specifically the United States, but common to a lot of other countries throughout Europe and throughout the world that have a different relationship with manufacturing than they did 50 years ago. So one of the big things for folks working in manufacturing is overcoming a lot of the negative images of manufacturing as being a dangerous place to work, dim, dangerous. These are all the adjectives used to describe manufacturing. And it's important to address that because that is a lot of the perception. A lot of those perceptions are incorrect and false, and that's what this book has been designed and written to overcome. So in the United States in the 1990s, we saw a big exodus of manufacturing operations out of the country to other parts of the world, primarily following a cheap labor strategy and philosophy. So trying to get the per unit cost of everything that we produced down to the lowest level by moving those production facilities to areas that had less costly labor. And that manufacturing was by default very labor intensive. There was a NAFTA trade agreement that really opened the door and allowed companies not to produce only domestically, but to look for more advantageous places around the world to shift that production away. So there was a lot of pressure for companies to keep their bottom line looking healthier and healthier every year, and reducing cost in the manufacturing process was a big part of that. So that happened and was occurring for about 30 years. That was the world business model, where we thought it was okay to separate production and manufacturing from the customer base. In fact, if you look at a map, the production of a lot of stuff is exactly halfway around the world from where the consumers are that need it. So we built a whole supply chain logistics industry, and these ships were built that, bigger than any ship that has ever, sailed the 7 oceans before, the cargo ships. And we thought that was okay. Well, recently, what's happened? Well, of course, we had COVID and the pandemic. Anyone can turn on the news and see all the political and global tensions that are happening almost everywhere around the world. And that is pushing manufacturing towards reshoring. So if you're not familiar with that term, reshoring is taking manufacturing that was sent to other places of the world, let's say Asia, and bringing it back to the US. There's also another term called nearshoring. So some of those manufacturing operations might not come directly back to the US, but they'll come back to very closely aligned countries, either physically or politically. And of course, Canada and Mexico are prime candidates for that. In fact, I just read just a couple weeks ago that Mexico has now become the largest supplier of products, foreign supplier of products into the United States, surpassing China for the first time in many, many years. So that's what we see. And that's what I see. I see a great resurgence of manufacturing coming back to the US. And we're going to have to be ready for it. We're going to have to prepare the workforce. We're going to have the people with the new skill sets. It's not 1990 anymore. It's 2024 almost. A lot has happened in the manufacturing realm between, and we have to ramp up not only the quality of the skill sets, but also the quantity of people that are choosing this field.
Thank you for watching. To learn more about this topic, check out the links in the description. And if you enjoyed what you saw, like the video and subscribe to the channel.